I start video recording, please face here.
Oh, okay. So, hello everyone. Today I am going to tell you about the Constitution, the parts of it, and also why we need it in the first place. So, make sure to stay till the end of the video as I am going to give you a quick tip flow chart for you to memorize the Constitution of India in a simple and quick way. So, let's begin. Okay, so we are starting with the parts of the chapter in our chapter of the Constitution. Okay, so here are the parts of the chapter. So the first part is our Constitution. One minute. So the first part is our Constitution that is invisible. So the first part is our Constitution. Then the second part is why do we even need it? I'll tell you later. Then there's parts of the Constitution. So let's dive into the first part, our Constitution. The Constitution. Okay, so let's start with the Constitution. Okay, so then the Constitution is a body of rules, laws, and principles that help govern our country, and it is also the supreme law of the country. Yes. So the Constitution lays down the laws, rights, and duties, and we'll discuss more about what the Constitution does in the next part. But it's the supreme law of the country. So it is an important part and it lays down rules, laws, and principles for the citizens and the government. So then our Constitution. So there are a few major dates in the Constitution and a few of them are listed here. So in 1946, a Constituent Assembly was formed and they made a draft under B.N. Rao. And then in 1947, 1st August 1947, mind you, a drafting committee was formed under B.R. Ambedkar and they modified the draft so that it would look formal and also it would cover most of the essential things and the more refined things too. So then we have the third one. In 1949, the Constitution was accepted by the Constituent Assembly. So the Constituent Assembly, after the drafting committee had made their changes, the Constitution got accepted in 1949, 2 years later. And then in 1950, the Constitution was published. Okay, wait, it's not ended there. So in 1949, actually 26 November 1949 was the date. Then there is in 1950, you already know the date now, 26 Jan, for those of you who don't know. Okay, so now let's go on with the need of our Constitution. So we need a Constitution as it defines the political system as democratic or republic. Then it defines the powers and functions of the government. Then it controls the relationship between the citizens and the government. These are some important points there. You see? Then it is the primary source of law. See, we get all the laws through our constitution and the rest are made by the government, but mainly the laws are got from the constitution. Then it lays down the rights and duties. So it puts the rights and duties of our citizens and also for the government, which we'll discuss about later here only. Then with that, let's continue to the parts of the constitution. We studied about our constitution and about why do we need it. So then this is the third part. parts of the constitution, elements of the constitution. Then there are three or four main parts if you consider fundamental rights and fundamental rights and duties together. They get three, and if you don't, then they will get four. Then, by the way, it's your choice. So, for this video, I'll take three. So, there are three main parts of our constitution. The preamble, which we are studying right now. So, the preamble is the introduction to the constitution, and it defines India as sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, and republic. So all these words basically define the nature of the country of India and also the nature of the government, which is kind of correlating. Okay, so we'll start with sovereign. So sovereign means not being ruled by another country. See, India is not ruled by another country. It was ruled by the British, but now it's free. And so it is sovereign. Then socialist treats all equally. So treats all citizens equally. Then this here treats all religions. Let me just quickly make the change. Treats all religions equally. Then democratic. So in democratic, the power lies in the people. So the people have the power to elect, to impeach, and to participate in the formation of the government even after the elections are done by protest and etc., which we are going to see in another video about democracy of India. We'll talk about that in the later video. But let's get back to the Constitution of India. Okay, so then we have the last one, Republic. So in Republic, the leader is elected rather than inherited. So the leader is elected by the people and not inherited through a gender sequence. So thus India is a republic. Then we get on to another part, the fundamental rights. So in the fundamental rights, there are seven things, and they are basically the rights of the people. And don't worry, there is this key up here I've put so that it is easy for you to memorize. So with that, let's start. So let's start with right to freedom of religion. So in right to freedom of religion, each citizen can preach any religion. I mean, if you are a Muslim, then you can also see the Mahabharata and all. And if you are a Hindu, you can also read the Quran and all. So all that stuff. You can follow any religion you want to. Then and one more thing. This right to freedom of religion, you see where is it correlated? Right to freedom here. It is correlated to right to freedom as it's a part of it. So then let's get back to a right to equality, which is the next one here. So in right to equality, it is that each citizen is treated equally and discrimination based on gender, race, religion, wealth, etc. isn't allowed. So you have to treat each citizen equally and don't and not discriminate or treat others better than someone else based on gender, race, religion, wealth, etc. So then we have right against exploitation. This is a important part. This against is a very important part. So then let's study about that. So the right against exploitation is put up to stop salvaging and forcing others to work for one's benefit with no payment. This line is very, very, very crucial. And I said that 3 times, so you know it's very, very, very crucial. Okay, so with no payment, this is a big part about exploitation. Otherwise, it would just be giving someone a job. But exploiting means you are making someone do a work for you or others without actually paying the person who is doing the work. So that is bad. So then we get on to the right to freedom, the correlator. So then in the right to freedom, each citizen is allowed to do anything one wants unless you are doing something bad. Like say and express what they want unless you are saying bad words. Then move wherever they want to go in the territory of India without a passport and visa and all. Okay, wait. Maybe a visa. Yes, maybe visa. I haven't been on a private plane or something. Okay, so do any occupation they want to. Then there is cultural and educational rights. So then communities, cultural and educational rights. This is an important one too. So communities can make their own educational institutes and add religious subjects to their curriculum. So you see in some schools there is Urdu, some is Gujarati. Gujarati, in Gujarat the schools have Gujarati in them, etc. So that is because of this cultural and educational rights. So what they've done is that they've made a religious institute and they've put their curriculum and they have put their religious subject in the curriculum, like Banigar School here in Mumbai and Falah High School, which is near to where I live. Okay, so then there is right to constitutional remedies. So this one is also very important. Well, think about it. Each one is important. Yes. So then there is right to constitutional remedies. So then if a citizen's constitutional rights are unobeyed, the citizen can ask for their constitutional remedies or their constitutional rights or I don't know. And then the last one, right to education. So in right to education, each citizen above 6 and below 14 has got a compulsory right to education. So you might have heard of this, like that you might have heard of this. I can't think of an example, but you can think of an example and you must be knowing that. So then we get on to the fundamental duties. Drum roll, good drum roll. I'm not even in drum in my school band. Okay, so the fundamental duties. So rights end up giving us also some duties. End up giving us also some duties. So then here are some few duties. So the first duty is to respect our national flag. Then obey the laws put up by our constitution. Then there is treat all citizens with love and care. And I'm just going to put up some icons so that you understand in a graphical way. You know what graphical is. You know what graphical is? You know it. I know it. Okay, so now the directive principles of state policy. So the directive principles of state policy are basically guidelines for the government and can't be enforceable in court. For example, one is to give everyone a job, then to give everyone good living conditions and etc. and etc. And ensure for no exploitation. So that is work for government, so you can't force it in a court because you are accusing the government. Get it? Don't get it? Leave it. Okay, so here is the summary I was talking, bluffing, etc. about in the intro. So here's the summary. What is our constitution? Why do we need it? Then important elements of our constitution. So then the important one, the preamble, sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic. These are all explained. And then the fundamental rights, all the fundamental rights that we learned here. Then here are fundamental duties, and there are basically six, or maybe there might be more. I wrote only a few, otherwise it would be very, very long. So then there's directive principles of state policy, and here are the directive principles of state policy. And again, I didn't write all of them. This would take a long time. So let's So thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, then click on the thumbs up button, which I hope you like it. And I know you won't. Okay. So if you like this, hit that thumbs up button and also click on that red button down there to subscribe to my channel and click on the notifications bell so that you know that when some better videos than this one is going to come. So that's it. Thank you.